Kutemukan cinta di indahnya Yogyakarta, buat hidupku berwarna, terbuai asmara. Ku nikmati cinta, berdua selalu denganmu, menyusuri kota budaya Yogyakarta. Tapi kini saatnya tiba, ku harus tinggalkan dirimu, meski hati kan selalu milikmu. Ada yang tertinggal di Yogyakarta saat ku naiki kereta, semua kenangan cinta, terajut asmara. Entah kapan lagi kita bertemu, tak mungkin hatiku mendua. Bila nanti ku jauh, kan ku dekat cinta. Ku telah jatuh cinta, pasrahkan diri padamu, eratkan pelukan, hangatnya Yogyakarta. Ku nikmati cinta, tak lepas diriku kau jumbo, pelan habiskan malam, romantisnya Yogyakarta. Tapi kini saatnya tiba, ku harus tinggalkan dirimu, meski hati kan selalu milikmu.
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, good morning. Before I begin, let me introduce myself to you. My name is Intan Nur Anissa. You can call me Intan. I am a student from Jakarta State University Travel Study Program. So, here I will explain about the use of the Javanese language in Jogja. Immediately consider the following explanation. The history of the Javanese language. Javanese is an Austronesian language which is mainly spoken by Javanese people in the central and eastern regions of the island of Java. Javanese is also spoken by the Javanese diaspora in other parts of Indonesia, such as in Sumatra and Kalimantan, and outside Indonesia, such as in Suriname, the Netherlands, and Malaysia. The total number of Javanese speakers was estimated at around 75.5 million in 2006. As the Austronesian language of the Malay-Polynesian subgroup, Javanese is also closely related to Malay, Sundanese, Balinese, and many other languages in Indonesia. Although experts are still debating its position, certainly in the Malay-Polynesian family. The history of Javanese writing dates back to the 9th century in the form of Old Javanese, which later evolved to become New Javanese around the 15th century. Initially, Javanese was written with a script system from India which was later adapted into Javanese script, although contemporary Javanese is more often written with the Latin alphabet. Javanese has the oldest literary tradition among the Austronesian language. Javanese language recognizes the di- distinction between several levels of speech whose use is determined by the degree of closeness of the relationship or differences in social status between the speaker and the interlocutor or the person being talk about. Okay, next move to the speech level. Javanese language has several levels of speech or various language related to the ethnic of the speakers, to the inclo- interlocutor or the person being spoken to. Its use depends on things such as social level, age, kinship, distance, and familiarity. The difference between the speech level in Javanese is mainly in the vocabulary and the affixes used based on the degree or formality. Javanese vocabulary can be classified into three, namely ngoko, intermediate, and manners. The ngoko form is used to speak to people who are familiar with the speakers. The form of krama, of which there are about 850 words, is used to formally speak to people who are not familiar or have a higher social status. Some of the affixes also have an equivalent of manners. Meanwhile, the intermediate form is very limited in number, only around 35 special vocabularies, and is used to express a moderate degree of formality. Next, the epitome of the Javanese language Jogja in terms of traditional song and dance. Language can facilitate human life in communicating to find out the intended purpose, but communication between humans is not only verbal. Nonverbal communication is a type of communication that does not use words, but does so using facial expression, hand movement, voice intonation, and speaking speed. That way, the media to convey regional language, such as Javanese, Jogja, can be through traditional songs and regional dance that use not only verbal but non-verbal language as well. The use of Javanese language in traditional Jogja songs, including there is a Kidang Talun, in addition to introducing various types of animals such as deer, rats, and elephant. This dolanan song for children also has an implied meaning contained in the song lyrics because this song indirectly provide lesson from parents to their children to love animals more. The song also tells about the habit of each of these animals, including food and sound. Next, there is a Suwe Ora Jamu. This song is quite popular among the people of Yogyakarta. This song includes the Lanan song. They are usually intended for children but are often also sung by adults. In the song, some friends who have been separated for a long time, but when they meet them, they are disappointed. However, apart from showing a sense of disappointed, this song also shows a sense of happiness after not meeting for a long time. And when they meet the person they meet is smarter. The next is Kupukui, and the last is Getuk. And next, the Jogja traditional dance. There is a Langan Asmoro traditional dance, Sarimpi traditional dance, and the last Satria Watang traditional dance. Okay, so that's all from me. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.